obviously tonight, we made shots. I thought we really guarded in the first half, which has been a huge point of emphasis. Our first shot defense was fantastic. 8 offensive rebounds. And again, when you watch the film, and we watched it, some of the clips at halftime, not with the team, the coaches, some of them are going to be bad bounces. I think there was 2 or 3 air balls, and it's tough bounce, right? So you look at it like you gave up 8, and then you're like, okay, maybe it was really closer to 4 or 5. But proud of our guys. I think they do a really good job. I know their record is what it is right now. I think they run good actions. They got good players. Skylar Wicks can get it going at any time. It was very close with former coach Rob Krimmel and his family. What a fantastic job to lead his team to the NCAA tournament last year. So we're always rooting for those guys, Coach Luke. But proud to do what we were supposed to do. Get out of here this week with 2 wins at home. We talk about protecting home court. And now we've got to take this show on the road and do something we haven't done yet. Go get a road win in the non-conference.
Questions for Derrian and Gavin?
Jordan Mason was 1 assist away from his consecutive double-doubles. Just how important is playing in the open for you guys?
And it's always great to play with Jay Mason, man. He's very unselfish. Like, he even says, like, can y'all please just make some shots so I can get some assists. So he always want to pass first, like point guard, true point guard, and it's just always a pleasure playing with him because he's so unselfish and he just want to win.
Kind of going into that unselfish, you guys as a whole have kind of been playing like that all year. You guys had 23 assists today. Always kind of felt like you guys were just looking for the extra pass. So what have you guys kind of just done on the offensive side to make sure, hey, I might be able to hit a shot, you guys can, or you can hit a shot, or I can hit a shot. What have you guys kind of done on offensive side?
I think we just have a lot of skilled players on the court, and everyone knows that at all times we got 4 guys that can space the floor and 4 guys that can shoot, dribble, pass. So it's really fun to play when you have a team like that.
Darren, you've been waiting for a, feel-good day like this from 3. I mean, I assume you had days like this in the past, but we haven't seen it quite here yet.
Just staying in the gym. Just gotta stay consistent. It's gonna be, I wouldn't say, it's gonna be ups and downs. It's just gonna be ups and downs, but you just gotta stay with it. You just gotta keep trusting, working. The coaches believe in me, the teammates believe in me. I just gotta keep staying, believing in myself, and everything work out.
Gavin, you look really impactful as a home defender. Is that just like more so like schematic thing, or just your instincts, especially with Jamai now starting the last few games, Pablo? Like, how do you kind of navigate when to help and when to look now, especially a team like Jefferson?
We have principles that I try to follow, and so like when I'm the furthest pass away, I try to be in help side, and that if I'm guarding a non-shooter, I try to be in the
You
gap.
don't have to give away all the skills. People watch.
And then just other than that, just instincts, all instincts.
Gavin, this one will be a little easier for you. You want the more secrets. Obviously, things didn't work out as well as you wanted at Rutgers in Nebraska, but you seem to really have been finding some success here. What has been working well, whether schematically, whether just being in a happy place, Coach Fisher, I don't know, whatever it is. What's been going so well for you?
Just trying to get better every year. Like when things weren't going well at those schools, trying to stay in the gym and get better every year. And so I think like that kind of led me to be a better player here in my 3rd year at Temple.
Were you better at the end of last season at Nebraska than you were, when you arrived there?
Of course.
So, what was better? What did you get better in the course of that year?
Just because you don't play doesn't mean you aren't getting better. I was trying my best every day in practice to try and get on the court, and I was on a scout team, so I was trying my best to help the team while helping myself in terms of getting better at learning plays every day and just working on my IQ. Nebraska runs a pretty similar offense to us, so being able to lock into that really helped me this year.
And your shot has been, your 3-pointer is such a huge part of your game. It's been falling here where maybe it didn't before. Has there been anything that you changed? Is it just, like you said, just more work? What has been helpful to your shot?
Just staying in the gym. Like I've had some games here where my shot hasn't been falling, and I had some games where it has been falling. So, like I said, the last 2 years I've really been in the gym, even though sometimes instant gratification doesn't work in basketball. So just staying in the gym and trying to work today so I can be better tomorrow.
And for both Gavin and Derrian, you're nearing the end of non-conference. You guys were picked 9th in the American. This is obviously a proud program. What can this team be? You guys know it as well as anyone being with these guys every day. What can this team be?
I take us against anybody. Like I like our team, so we're just gonna keep working, staying in the gym, and I'm bet on us. But we got to put in the work.
Derrian, Scotland was finished with 22 points. How important was it to try and contain, especially in that second half when he had the red flash when we started together?
Great player, you know, players like that, they're gonna find ways to get going, and he did. And credit to him. You know, we just gotta watch film, clean up on some of the stuff that we need to do to contain him more. But credit to him, great player, and we just want to try to limit him best we can.
Hey, Derrian, when there's a little bit less depth and right, it's like you're playing longer minutes alongside Jordan, alongside Aiden. Is that an opportunity to, build the sort of in-game chemistry that you guys need and Gavin to, right? That's got to develop over time. But when there's sort of tighter rotation, better chance to get that chemistry really going between you guys.
I feel like our chemistry actually, we just grow with each other off the court. I feel our off the court help each other on the court. So, we all bond with each other. There's no like certain groups who just right here with one another. We all like wherever you see one of us, you see all of us. So it's pretty easy just to build chemistry. It's not even like the on the court for me.
Derrian, you started the game with a 3 and then you added 1 a couple minutes later. How were you guys able to just feed off each other to have the 3-point success that you did today?
I think that our guards did a really good job of getting the paint and playing off 2 feet. So, like, when you get the looks that I got today, it makes it really easy. And yeah, I think that both of our first threes were assisted by Jordan. So, like you said earlier, it's fun to play with him.
We just had 8 quick points in the middle of that second half, cut that lead to 15. Then I think there was a timeout. Jamal comes out of there with hits a dunk, and you guys kind of like where you find the spark from there. What was it kind of in that timeout that you guys kind of did to make sure that they just didn't keep cutting into that lead right there?
I think just playing to our standard, not playing the score, playing the game, just playing to our standard. You just gotta always like build, because we watch so much film, so we never want to lower our standards for any time of the game. Like playing for a full 40 minutes. Like even what you said about moving the ball, that was one of the emphasis. Like because we're so good when we move the ball. So just trying to play to our standards.
Gavin, good
Thank you, guys.
Gavin. Okay. Y'all have a blessed evening.
Thank you, Derrian.
Adam, I think, at halftime, I don't know if I'm right or wrong. At halftime, I thought I really barely seen maybe any sort of blown defensive assignments. And then maybe there was some transition misses in the second half. Still waiting for the 40 on defense, but closer.
Yeah, no, I was really pleased with our first half defense. I think the 24, 10 points came off second chance opportunities, right, with the 8 offensive rebounds. I thought our first shot defense was the best we've had all season. I thought we locked into being in gaps, trusting our teammates, something we talk about all the time. So I thought that was the best we had shown first shot defense all season.
And we was talking a lot about wanting to push the pace of your position, but I thought some of the half-court offense was some of the best as well all season. What did you see from the offense tonight in half-court?
Yeah, look, you got a guy like Jordan Mason who's had 20 assists, I think it is in 2 games, right? He can really put a lot of pressure on the defense. And credit to them, they started to try to go under the ball screen. He went in a different way to attack it. It's about our spacing and touches, right? And I think our guys know you're not coming out for missed shots in our program. You're coming out for effort, energy, or if you're tired and you need a blow. So I think they play with that confidence of, hey, let's keep shooting, let's get downhill. I think we're doing a much better job of getting paint touches, kick out. Paint touches, kick out. When we get away from one-on-one play, we're pretty good. When we get back to some one-on-one, we had a little bit in the second half, like probably 3 possessions of it. It was like, and they know it now. They were like, hey, our fault. They came to a timeout.
How do you get your team out of that, like, one-on-one plays?
Yeah, I think it starts with practice, right? Last game, the only thing we showed film-wise was the assists and like the assist and our bench energy, right? So I think when you show like, hey, look how happy you are for everybody, right? And when you watch Connor Gal hit a 3 and stuff, the bench goes crazy, like, and that's our energy. We knew today, right, with the weather, we had to bring our own energy, and I thought that our team did that. The bench was great, and I think it's showing your team, look how good you are when nobody cares who scores. But when we get assists, look how good we can be too.
Coach, you kind of talked about on Tuesday how you made the switch for Jamal, with Bobby and Jamal, just to take a little bit off of Bobby. Came in today, he looked very comfortable. He started coming up bench. Kind of felt like he was like how he looked at the beginning of the season, where he used to be able to facilitate. He was a big keeper of the playoffs. What did you kind of see from him today? He had two quick assists when he came out.
Yeah, look, it's a credit to those guys. They kind of shared the 5, and I think we stayed fresh. Like they know, hey, if you play 2-3 minutes as hard as you can, then we'll get another guy in there. And I thought our standard of defense stayed the same when we subbed. You know, I thought Mo gave us some good minutes in there tonight too. So when you can get 4 guys in at the 5 in the first half and rotate, I thought we were really good. And we have different packages, right? When Jemai's in versus maybe Yubi's in and blah, blah. So I got to do a better job with those guys of, hey, here, when they're in the game, this is what we're looking for. Because they're all can do different things. And together, they were really good tonight.
And kind
Is-
of going with that, with AJ Smith out, that puts a lot more on Cam Wallace coming in. Was 1 for 5. He had 4 assists. He looks kind of like 80 last year, where he kind of came in a lot of hustle, a lot of spark. What do you kind of see from him in his development in 11 games?
Yeah, he's super talented, right? When you come from West Town and you play for Seth, you're going to have a high IQ guy who knows how to play the game, right? He's so well coached. It just takes some time, sometimes as a freshman. And I thought today he shot 1 for 5, and I actually just told him before I walked in here, I thought he had 5 great shots, right? I know he missed 1 3. I joked with him pretty bad, but it was a great look. He's got to shoot that again, right, on Thursday night whenever we play. Those are the shots you want. And I think the game slows down the more you play. So the more minutes we get him, I think he's getting more comfortable. There was another tag situation that he knew right away. I tagged too long, I get with 3 in front of their bench. So I think he's learning because he's corrected himself. But he's super talented. He's the guy we need, and we need him to keep getting better like he is.
And just with AJ, you kind of talked about you have no time table on Tuesday, same thing.
Yeah, I know he got to see Doc today. We're going to see how he goes and try to progress with some stuff this week and see how he feels. He hasn't done much. We're trying to get him to get rid of the pain and then see how he feels. So we're going to try to amp it up a little bit with some steps this week and see how he feels.
Is the big man rotation now, historically it's been like you talk about matchups, it seems like now it's more about just cycling these guys through.
I think it's staying fresh, and it's a credit to our bigs. I think, Mo does a good job staying in his stance even on the perimeter, right? We don't want to switch, but Jemai got caught up on a switch. He did a good job, so it's a great point you bring up, Sean. In the past, it has been a little bit more matchup driven. This is, how do we stay fresh? How do we stay fresh? We think that'll help with the rebounding and pick and roll defense. So I think rotating guys and they know, hey, all right, I give you, if you ever look, Jemai puts up a fist. He played hard for 2 minutes and 40 seconds to start the game. He was tired, right? He's given so much energy, and then he'll tell me, hey, I'm good. I think they know we'll get you back in.
And what have you seen from Gavin, and why do you think he's having the success that maybe people thought coming out of high school he would have?
Yeah, look, we recruited Gavin when I was at another school and got to watch him. I thought he was really good. He goes to Rutgers, played 16 minutes a game, which is really hard in the Big Ten to play that many minutes as a freshman. I think for him, it's confidence. It's, hey, man, you miss, there was an inner squad. I think he was 1 for 12, and he was shocked we didn't talk about his shooting. Shots are going to fall. He's that talented. But right now you're seeing his deflections. We chart that every game. It's his defense. If he can defend a rebound, I think he's leading us in rebounding, leading us in block shots. That gets him on the court more than the shot making is going to come. And he's been in 2 great programs, coached by 2 phenomenal coaches, right? Coach Hoiberg and Coach Peichel. When you're getting a crash course in basketball from those 2 for 2 years, it's pretty good.
And just big picture, you have Davidson, then Princeton, then I think jump into conference. What do you like? What do you still need to work on? Obviously with Aiden, Gavin, and Derrian, it seems like you have 3 guys who are going to keep you in most games, but you have your finger on the pulse. Obviously, where do you see? Where do you think you are right now?
It sounds so coach talk, right? But to me, it's our focus was solely on this game. Haven't watched Davidson. You've seen their scores. I know they're 8-2. That's where our focus is. For the league, I root for everybody in the league in the non-conference. You want our conference to win as many games as you can, and so there's sometimes you'll see it on TV and I'll watch a game. But our focus is on getting better, and it's a huge thing for us is protect home court. But now we've got a good opportunity to go, hey, we got to try this on the road and get a true road win. So, look, as you get closer to the new year and you start league play, we'll see more people and get more familiar with the league. But right now, it's finished. This is our only thought is Davidson.
Are these 2 sort of great opportunities to see that your defense these next 2 games can execute against very systems that do what they do?
Yeah, right. And they're both similar to who we end up playing first in the league, right? They're Charlotte. So they play that system again where you're going to see some of the Princeton stuff. And look, since we got back from Florida, I thought we've guarded really well. I do. I think there's been a few little lapses. Villanova game, there was a 2-minute stretch where there's 2 transition threes and you're like, it's a 6-7 point game. Next thing you know, it's 13, and then you miss a shot, they come down, hit a shot, it's 15, right? And a quick thing like that. But I think we got to keep. We know this. It's defend and rebound. I think we're really good in transition. You get stops, we get out and go.
So I had the collision in the second half. Is he all good?
Yeah, I think he rolled an ankle. I haven't talked to him. I know he'll get treatment right after this. We'll see how he feels tomorrow.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.